So I was going through, I broke the number one rule. So if you're watching this video, you already saw the title, Angelo Reacts to YouTube comments. So I'm breaking my rule, and I'm actually looking at the YouTube comments. This is something I've avoided for 5 years now, for very good reason, but maybe not. And I opened it up with the comment that I saw right before I was going into work. Some of you may know this, some of you may not. I work as an English teacher, sometimes with preschool children, kindergarten. Right now it's Halloween, so I'm wearing this ridiculous wig to look like this Japanese character called Tanjiro from this Japanese animation that all the kids love. And I'm feeling pretty foolish, and I come across this comment. This guy's a clown. And he's right. That's all I can think of. I felt like I was already wearing the wig, so I already felt like a clown. So I guess that would hit me kind of hard at that moment in time. I love my job, and I love Halloween. I love dressing up, but I thought the timing of it was impeccable. But yeah, apparently this guy's a clown. This comment comes from Dark Vader. This guy's a clown. These techniques would work. The reason, and the comment is on the knife 1 through 5 Kajukenbo training series that I have. I have a lot of different subsections of my YouTube channel. I do recommend you check it out. There's a lot of different parts of it that, have fun, explore. There's a lot of different parts, from psychology to not just Kajukenbo, not just martial arts. But yeah, he said, he went on to say that these techniques probably would work if you know how to apply them properly, and Kajukenbo techniques work 100% of the time. Now, unfortunately, I've been doing this new thing where if it is a negative comment, or if someone's kind of like attacking me or attacking my guest, I do remove the comments, because I'm still a small YouTube channel. I can't afford to try to weed out the negativity. That's what I try to do. But he did make a great point about techniques that work or techniques that don't work. And for those of you listening that don't follow this for the Kajukenbo is a Hawaiian martial art. The whole reason I put this series together is to get people talking about it, looking at it, hopefully look into it. I love Kajukenbo. I love this guy's enthusiasm. All the techniques will work 100% of the time. It has to do with the practitioner. And that's great. Hey, man, that's awesome. You feel that way, that you're that confident in what you do. And I'm sorry, Mr. Vader. I did have to remove your comment because of, I'm trying to avoid encouraging cyberbullying on my site. I'm trying to right now while it's small. It's getting big. It's not big at all, but it's starting to get a little hard to keep up with the comments. But while I can, I do try to mitigate that. So if you can, Mr. Dark Vader, if you can reformulate that same statement without attacking someone, either me or anybody else, in the statement, awesome. You want to say about why you feel I was wrong in being objective. Because whenever I teach a martial art technique, for those of you also, I'm also a martial arts teacher. Whenever I teach a martial arts technique, I'm thinking about the fact that I don't, especially knife, especially weapons, I don't want to tell a student, and especially on YouTube, that this technique will work 100% of the time. Because if they use that technique, maybe it's an excellent technique. Maybe for me, it's worked 100% of the time. But I don't know who's watching the video. And the last thing I want to feel is, I feel it's irresponsible to say this is going to work 100% of the time, have someone grab a technique, and then go out there thinking they can defend against a person with a knife and they get stabbed. That would crush me. Way more than being called a clown. So yeah, if you want to go and post it up again, feel free. Just try to avoid name calling. That's all I got to say. Although really great jokes on me on that one. That was perfect timing. All right, our next comment is coming from Onel Bonilla. Well, Onel he's got a comment. I actually have an interview coming up with him pretty soon, so stay tuned for that. But he commented on number 58 of the Kajukenbo series of Nathaniel Ortega, GM Ortega. And he says the PRKA Senior Ortega organization is responsible of the development of all big names in Puerto Rico. In the 90s, the advisors of the organization were GM Mim Lum, GM Jamie Vasquez, and I'm gonna mess this up. Hanchi Paul Hamaguchi, if I said that right. GM Mike Young, and many more big names in the martial arts community at the time. Even Sijo went in the school. Imagine the influences at all the students all the time. I was blessed to see this history with my own eyes, and much respect. And yeah, there's some great information there about that interview. If you haven't seen that one, check it out. Our next comment is coming from, let's see here, Kajukenbo Tijuana. And this is a comment on the SGWA podcast number 72, Black Belt meeting with Mickey Lopez and John Hojlo. And he says, Kajukenbo for me is a state of mind, willing to adapt to any circumstances. That's why, in my personal opinion, very complete concept of martial arts. You learn Ka for karate, Tangsudo, or your own lineage, Judo, Jiu-Jitsu from your own lineage, and Kempo basic. Bo for Chinese boxing, Kung Fu, and that's the basic from the 1950s. Plus the extra knowledge from your teacher, Sifu generations, plus your personal experience. If you're interested in learning Kajukenbo, it's open to receive anything that you have and whatever you want to add to it with your knowledge. Regards, Kajukenbo brothers. Saludos, hermanos. Sifu Francisco. Oh, look, he put his name. Great point right there. All really good points about Kajukenbo. It is based on what your knowledge is and what you want to add to that. And I also like the fact that he's not anonymous. Mr. Darth Vader earlier, I didn't have a picture or a name. I don't know who Darth Vader is. I know who Darth Vader is. Darth Vader rocks. One of my favorite Star Wars characters. But yeah, I do appreciate the comment. Sifu Francisco, much love coming from Kajukenbo, Japan. Again, I like the fact that he's not being anonymous. He's not hiding anywhere here. Our next one is a comment on the Kajukenbo training Wushu basics. Very nice. Kisses and hugs. Well, just thanks. Yeah, right back at you. Okay, cool. Next. Next comment comes from that last one was from Leighton Roberts Emmeline Mata. It's a very long name. And I'm sorry, Leighton, if I got your name wrong. Our next comment comes from Stefan Nefas. He commented on SGW podcast, or SGWA. What the fuck is SGWA? Social Jello with Angelo podcast number 72. SGWA is the abbreviation. Black Belt meeting with Mickey Lopez. Stefan asks, is there still a Kaju Cafe site? For those of you following this that have been following it since the beginning and you're wondering why this guy doesn't stop about this Kajukenbo stuff. Yeah, I know. It's a new series. Check it out. I've really enjoyed it. It's all about martial arts and mixed martial arts and my journey within that. But to answer his question, we have to go back to some of the people that don't know what I'm talking about. The Kaju Cafe site was an older blog that Kajukenbo practitioners used to post on. To my knowledge, it may or may not still be up, but I've found most of the Kajukenbo practitioners on the Kajukenbo family tree group, which you can search on Facebook if you are a Kajukenbo practitioner. If you're not, I mean, if you look up just Kajukenbo, there's a bunch of groups, a bunch of pages, a bunch of places you'll find different practitioners from around the world. But yeah, I definitely go on Facebook. On the same video, coming from Combat Self-Defense. When I say research, I don't mean YouTube, and he's quoting me. There's no other research sites, though. Yeah, right? All right, this next comment. And one of our, is how to wrap, on a video I made about how to wrap your hands for MMA. This comes from Pietro de la Cuesta. I don't put the strap on my pinky, but when I wrap my knuckle first, which is the Thai style wrapping, I go for the knuckles first. And he's talking about we're talking about how to wrap your hands for boxing or kickboxing. Particularly my video is about MMA, but Pietro has some Muay Thai experience and he talks about how it's a little different, which I do also mention in the video. All right, we're gonna end things with this last comment, which I really enjoy. Oh wow, it's a long one, but here we go. So this has to do with podcast number 62 with Stephen Kesting, part of the SGWA podcast, the Kajukenbo series on MMA and Jiu-Jitsu in particular. If you haven't seen Stephen Kesting's work online and you were interested in Jiu-Jitsu, no matter what your level is, check out his page, check out his YouTube channel. It's way extensive, way more extensive than mine. And he goes over from the basics to the most complicated, and he's got some world champions on there teaching it, like from Abu Dhabi champions, if I said that right, people from Worlds, and just a whole and different weight classes. Great channel, check it out. But anyway, this comment is from Freak Santos. A wise man once said the best technique is no technique. 20% fights start standing up, 80% end on the ground. My instructor always told us in class, if you don't have to fight, don't. It's better you go home to your family that are waiting and loves you. And if the karate creed is in force, even though you know good self-defense, there is always a possibility that you'll end up getting hurt or being cut. The one main thing I remember most is him saying, don't be the only one showing up to court, even if he will not be able to help you. A martial artist who masters his or her technique will be a hard one to beat. Love your show, sir. Stay safe and stay strong out there. Train strong to remain strong. Much appreciated, Mr. Santos. Thank you very much. I'm really happy you enjoy the show. I'm trying my best. That's all I can say, is I'm trying my best. Yeah. So apparently I have a lot more comments, and I don't want to drag this on much longer. But I guess what I can add, going back to the first comment, and martial arts being taught on YouTube, is for me and my channel, I try to be as objective as possible. And it might even sound like I don't believe in the technique when I'm teaching it. And I always want to side to error. I'd rather have you think that maybe this technique won't work and have you either modify the technique or make the technique work, or if it doesn't work, find a different technique that does. Then grab that one technique that I showed and make you think that this is what it's at. That's the only way. That's the only answer. I'm not starting a cult. I'm not looking for followers. I'm not looking for people to take everything I say as fact. Go out there, as I mentioned, do the research, and then I'm not talking about YouTube channels. but yeah, go out there and test it. That's what I always say. Just test it. And I'm not saying like, hey, I'm going to go start a fight with someone on the street to see if I can defend against a knife. But you can easily buy a training dummy knife on Amazon. They're like under 20 bucks. Under 20 bucks. You hand it to a friend who may or may not practice martial arts and tell them to come at you. It's a real simple way to see if it works for you or doesn't. That's the only real way you're going to know if it works. If you're just going up against a non-resisting opponent all the time, that's not going to work. And if you're following my Kajukenbo training videos, I usually have lots of disclaimers before I start showing this stuff, because it's one thing to train and practice something. It's another thing to drill it and use it against a resisting opponent. Most of the stuff I have up right now is against a non-resisting opponent so that you can see the technique and how it's supposed to be done under ideal circumstances. I am working on a different series right now that's showing what our pressure testing looks like. And I hope you keep an eye out for it. It's going to be a knife defense series. I'm probably going to go under the MMA sparring commentary, because it's MMA sparring with dummy knives. And we have a certain set of rules that I kind of go over. So definitely keep an eye out for that. And then for the rest of you, thank you very much for supporting Social Jello with Angelo. I really appreciate it. If you haven't caught on, I am Angelo. I'm the guy, the picture, the face you see right there with the whimsical look. That's me. I'm not hiding from anyone. I'm in Kajukenbo, Hyogo, Japan. I'm in Kajukenbo, Hyogo, Japan. Now, that didn't make any fucking sense. I'm in Japan, representing Kajukenbo, Hyogo, Japan. I'm the head instructor there. And also, I've been coaching MMA and kickboxing out here for the last 6 years or so. But either way, you want to come out and train? Hit me up. All my contact info. If you found this on Facebook, hit me up on Facebook. If you found this on Instagram, hit me up on Instagram. I'm very open to it. I know right now we have the COVID situation going on, so it's kind of hard to travel. But when this is all over, you want to come and visit my gym. I live out in the middle of nowhere. I'm not trying to hype this up as something that's bigger than what it is. It's a small little place, little training space I have that's outside of the city in the middle of nowhere. But hey, you want to get a hotel nearby and come out and train, you are more than welcome to. If not, just keep following the YouTube channel. Keep posting your comments. Try to keep it positive. If not, well, I mean, I guess it depends. If it gets too much, I might just leave your comment up there because I kind of regret taking off Darth Vader's comment now because it was pretty funny. Either way, catch you all later. Mahalo. Stay safe, stay healthy, and train your mind, body, and spirit every day.